If you would like more videos like this, consider joining my online library. It's only $15.99 per month, and you can cancel at any time. Here you'll get weekly uploads of new videos around pain management yoga, restorative yoga, Ashtanga yoga, chakra yoga, all sorts. So head to www.yogatraveleronline/membership to join. Welcome. Today we're going to work a little bit on a pain relief for plantar fasciitis, working on our feet to help stretch and move the toes around, get a little agility. Should feel really nice. This is yoga, however, it's going to be very targeted, pinpointed for the feet. So we'll mostly focus on yoga breath and then do some things that are outside of traditional yoga. So let's feel our feet. Start with your feet hip width distance apart. And we want to feel the big toe, the little toe, and the heel, all those pressure points. So you see how I'm kind of circling my body a little bit? Just move around a little bit. Feel how your feet are connected to the floor. I like to lift my toes and then drop them back down so that it spreads them out a little bit like fingers. And I also like to move my toes around on the mat, just kind of gripping. So you feel this foundation below us. And that's what's so important to begin. Now, as that grounding sensation is there in the feet, imagine energy lifting up your body. So we have the lift through the quadriceps, the kneecaps, the glutes. At the same time, rooted down into the floor where we feel that energy in the ankles and the feet. Let's just close our eyes and tune into our Ujjayi breath. Breathe in and out just through your nose. Slow and steady Ujjayi breath. Good. Open your eyes. Let's move our arms with our breath. Inhale, lift up. Feel rooted into the floor. Exhale, fold it down. Bring the arms down. Again, inhale, lift up. Exhale, bring it back down. Once more, inhale, lift up. Now let's twist. Exhale, bring your left hand forward and your right arm back. Now as you twist your torso, our feet are staying where they are. Can you still feel those 4 pressure points? Or 3, big toe, little toe, and heel. Inhale, come back to the center. Right arm leads. Exhale, left arm pulls back. Can you feel the pressure points? And can you feel how it pulls a little bit on the outsides, edges of the feet? Calves, even right along that side. Inhale, come back up. And exhale, lower it down. Nice, good. Now I'm going to use this chair here just for a little bit of balance support. If you have something to hold on to, that's fine. But we're just going to walk through our feet. So I'm lifting up onto my toes and pressing that top of the foot forward. So you can feel the arch and you can feel the ball of your foot and you can feel the calf engaging and you can feel the ankle joint. All of that. Good. Now let's hold still and just focus on the right foot only. Press the arch of the foot forward, really pushing into those toes. Then take the top of the toes behind and maybe bend your left knee so that you can feel the shin and the top of the foot all the way down. Good. Switch sides. Left toes planted into the mat. Try to get all 5 toes on the floor. Push forward. Feel that arch. The fascia that's underneath the foot, in that arch of the foot. And you can feel the ball of the foot. And then toes behind, maybe a soft bend in your right leg just so that you can get that good stretch through the shin and the top of the foot. Top of the foot is an area that we don't stretch a lot. So here we are, stretching it, giving it a little bit of love. Good, now let's work on a little bit of agility with our toes. So we'll take this hand towel, put it on the ground, and use your toes to scoop up. So I'm taking my right foot and scooping up that towel. Yeah, this isn't traditional yoga at all, but I feel like caring for the feet does fall in the purview of yoga, right? Because our feet are our grounding presence. And if we don't care for them, we can't do our standing asanas. So it's necessary. Are your arches cramping? Hopefully not. Good. Shake, 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 shake that right foot. Let's move on to the left. A little agility and building strength in, I didn't get it that time. Woo! In the bottom. This foot of mine is a little weaker because I had an injury in my Achilles tendon some years ago. So I can do this personally in my own practice. Good. Squeezing. Feel how that affects the bottom of your foot. One more maybe. Woo! I say one more. Okay, there we go. And let it go and shake, 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 shake. Very nice. I'll just set this here. Turn toward your chair or a wall. You can put hands on a wall. And let's step our right foot back. Bring the heel to the floor. Left knee bent and lean into it. Here we are, feeling that arch and the ankle. Now it's really important that the heel touches the ground. So step your heel back only as far as that heel can touch on the floor. Good. Take one more breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Straighten up your left leg. And maybe if you've got your hands on a wall, you might walk your hands down a wall, or you could lean onto the chair and feel the hamstring and the glute on that left side. So now our right leg is straight, left leg is straight. We're feeling that hamstring and glute. Good. Lift up. Keep your legs right where they are and just do a little bit of a back bend. So we're going to leave our hands from the wall. Take your hands just to your hips and look up. So there's a little bit of this hip flexor right here, specifically on that right side. Just a little targeted there. And can you feel how your feet have to shift around and hold tight to the floor and those pressure points? Good. Now lift up. Nice job. Let's switch sides. Bring the left foot back. Make sure that heel is on the ground. Bend your right knee and lean into the chair or hands on the wall, whatever you have at your disposal. Feeling that back of the foot and the ankle, Achilles tendon, all of that. Very nice. Oh, I'm pushing my chair just a little bit. Let's straighten out the right leg. Fold, hands on the wall, hands on your chair, whatever. Feel that back of the leg. The most important thing is that that right knee is now straight so that we are accessing the hamstring and the glute in that right leg. This is less about plantar fasciitis, and just because we were here, and I think it's always good to stretch the hamstrings. Good. Now lift up, keep our feet right where they are, take our hands to our hips, send our gaze to the sky. So we can feel that extension through the front of the body, and specifically on that left hip flexor. You might feel a little bit of lengthening and engagement there. Good. Step forward. Nicely done. I'm just going to shift my chair off of my mat space so that we can do some vinyasas. Now we'll just start them from standing and be really focused on what happens with our feet as we do these vinyasas. So let's reach our arms up. Inhale, lift. My feet are still hip width distance apart. Exhale, fold forward. Now as you fold forward, do your hips shift way back? Do you feel all this weight in your heels? If so, bring some weight forward. That's going to target your hamstrings more, and you're going to feel your toes start to grip on the mat. That's what we want. Bring your hands to your shins. It's even easier to feel it here in this halfway lift. Bring that weight forward and exhale, fold back down into the legs. Inhale, reverse swan dive, reach up to the sky. Exhale, samasthiti. Let's try that again. See if you can feel that weight shift. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold forward. Feel the weight shifting into the toes, not just in the heels. Hands to the shins, halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale, fold back down. We're getting a little hamstring right there. Inhale, reverse swan dive, reach up. Exhale, samasthiti. Good. Let's do one more. This time we'll come to our knees. So we're going to change it a little. Inhale, lift. Exhale, swan dive all the way forward. Feel that shift to the toes, not just in the heels. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend your knees, come down to tabletop. All right, on the floor, tops of the feet on the floor. Let's do a little cat and cow. Drop your belly, shoulders roll back. Inhale, send the gaze up. Exhale, round through the spine, tuck and lift. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Now let's change this a little bit. Start to use our feet. Come to your toes and do it again. Inhale, arch. Can you feel a little bit of pressure in the toes? Exhale, round. Probably not a ton. Inhale, back to neutral. Let's start to shift back onto our toes. So I'm going to keep my hands on the floor and just shifting back my weight. My hips are going back toward my toes. Now, if you have knee issues, you have to be mindful of your knees. You can simply lift up and just be here. You won't get quite as much in the feet. But I understand sometimes we have to adjust for our knees. You could take a block on the floor and place, sit on it. And so then you could lean back, but maybe not put so much pressure on the knees. So whatever you're doing, maybe you're on the block, maybe you're on your knees, we're putting a little pressure back into our toes and into the arches of the feet. Good. Now when we flip this to child's pose, we're going to put the top of the foot on the floor. So untuck them, top of the foot on the floor, let the knees open a little bit wider and sit back. Good. You can go as far back as you want. You can reach your arms forward. You can drop your head down or maybe onto that handy block. Good. And we've made it to the ground. But now we're stretching once more the top of the foot and the shin. Good. Come back up. If you don't have knee issues, for just a moment, let's sit with our legs together just on these feet. So this is hero's pose, and it does make us sit on our shins and on the tops of our feet. And for some of us, this might be very tight. We don't often put some length and some stretch into the top of the feet. One more thing, if you can handle it, walk your hands back. Let your body weight shift onto those hands and feel how that gets the shin and the top of the feet a little bit more. You might even feel it in your quadriceps. Good. Come forward. Nicely done. Let's unhook those legs and we'll bring our feet around. Now, if you have that thera-band, that stretchy band, grab it. If you don't have a thera-band, a yoga strap is going to work just fine. I'll demonstrate with both. So we're going to take the thera-band around our toes. So I have them kind of over the top of my toes and around the ball of my toes. So my toes are kind of hidden. Do you see that? And then as we point and flex, we're going to put a little resistance into that band. So I'll let you continue with that. Try to get the full range of motion as you press into that band to get that ankle stretch and mobility. Top of the foot stretch too. Now, if you have a yoga strap, it's just going to look a little different. You can't give yourself the same kind of resistance and it might slide a little bit. So try to put the band more by the ball of your foot. And then you can just kind of tug. So you're going to let go and you're just going to tug. So it works fine with a yoga strap. And if that's what you have, then that's what you have. And it's all good. And look how we're just moving our feet around, giving some mobility, stretching the top of the foot. And then when we flex, we stretch the back of the ankle and the calf. So back and forth. And you can do it with either the yoga strap or the thera-band. Either one is working great for us. Good. Good. All right. Nicely done. I'm sure we did plenty of those. We're going to keep those close by. I think we might use it one more time. But let's, for now, lay down. Actually, we will. We're going to use it right now. Let's lay down and put the strap, probably the strap this time. Let's use the strap around that right foot and extend your left leg and just gently pull. So you could feel this all the way up through the hamstring and it's going to get all the way up to the ankle and through your foot because our foot is flexed, being held by our strap. Now, if this is really intense for your hamstring, just go ahead and bend that left knee and it's going to take a little pressure off. So you choose what works for you. Take a breath here. Inhale. Exhale, bend it. Inhale, lengthen it. Exhale, bend it. Inhale, lengthen it. Exhale, bend it. Good. Lengthen it up. Take one more breath there. Full breath. And then release. Keep your strap close by. Bring both knees up and put your hands just right under the hips. And we're just going to bicycle our legs, going one direction. Try to remember which direction you go so we can switch it the other way. Sometimes when we're working on targeted pain, we're strengthening and stretching areas around the source of the pain to release pressure. So if our hamstrings are stronger and more agile, we take some pressure off of our feet. Good. That's about good, I think. Drop your left foot down and bring your right foot to the knee in a figure 4. Let's bend our legs, pull them to our chest, and for just a moment, rub that right foot. Just give it a little love. We've worked it today, and it needs some attention. Good. And then place your hands around that knee and pull. Now here's another place that you could use a strap. If this is a really tight position for you, wrap that strap around your legs and pull. So we're stretching out that outer right hip and hamstring, and our foot feels a little tingly because we just gave it some love. Good. Rubbing my ankle a little bit. Take one more breath. Inhale. Exhale. Gently release the hold, set it down. Let's take the strap around our left foot. Place it up into the sky. Decide how that feels on your hamstring. You decide if you want to straighten out your right knee or keep it bent. Yes? We do want to feel it tugging, but it shouldn't be impossible, and we should be able to keep this left knee straight when we want it straight, but we are going to bend and straighten. So let's take a breath here. Inhale, exhale, bend. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bend. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bend. Last one. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bend. Good. Now let's straighten all the way. Hold on for just a breath. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Bend your knees, release that strap, take your hands underneath. Now try to bicycle the opposite direction. Hopefully you can remember what that was. Go the other way. Just a little hip mobility. When our hips are mobile, we put less pressure on our feet. Plus, this is a little knee joint mobility, same thing. We take pressure off of our feet when we do this motion, when we strengthen the ligaments around other parts of our body. Okay, good. Let's hold still. Drop it down. Take the left ankle to the right knee. Lift your legs into your chest, and first just grab onto that foot and rub it. Give it a little love. Make it feel tingly. Stretching it out just with the motion of your hand. I like to focus on the arch of my foot, that fascia underneath there, but also the top of the foot needs some love. Don't ignore the top of the foot. Okay, grab your strap, wrap it around your legs, or just reach through and grab onto that right leg so that you can lay down and feel that outer left hip relax. Our low back is going to relax. Good. Now for our last little exercise, we're going to need a wall and a block. So let's come out of this pose. Gently lift ourselves up. Don't go too fast to get a head rush or something. I'm going to use this block and just come. This isn't a wall, it's a window, but it's going to work fine for our purposes. So we'll scoot a hip right up against the wall or whatever surface you have, and then bring the legs up to the sky. See, it's just a curtain there. Okay, so the block we're going to place on our feet. This will be a little tricky to balance there. And put it down. Okay, so the block is going to kind of force our feet to be flexed. Another thing that works really well is a sandbag. Some of you might have that at your home. I'm just showing a block because I thought most people would have a block versus a sandbag. But if you do have one of those sandbag weights, you can put it on your feet. It's a little more comfortable than the block. And then just bring your arms out to a T with the palms to the sky. So really what we're doing is just stretching out the foot in that flexed position, putting a little weight on the bottom of the foot to release some of the pressure that plantar fasciitis causes. And then of course we get this hamstring stretch through the backs of the legs, and our low back gets to relax. And we can just enjoy this position for the last few moments, last few breaths that we have together. Good, doing okay over there. All right. Let's take one more breath right here. Inhale. Exhale. This is certainly a position that you can stay longer at your own time. Let's release. I'm going to grab that block before it falls on my head and just roll over to one side. Carefully press yourself up so that you come to a seated position. Let's just take a nice closing breath together. Bring your arms by your sides here. Inhale, lift up. Press your palms together at the top. Exhale, bring it down to heart center. Thank you for taking this time to spend with me and to care for yourself and care for your very important feet. Namaste.